What's going on, everybody? Time for another matchmaking show. After UFC Vegas 108, need you guys to help me out a little bit. We need to make some matchmaking predictions, fights you would like to see. Let's roll the video.
Who's up next in the UFC? Who's up next? Who could it be? I said, who's up next in the UFC? Who's up next? Who could it be? Who? Yeah.
All right, so let's get into this. Obviously, the first fight of the night was Pierre Rodriguez versus Ketlin Souza. I don't think that that's worth matchmaking for. But Rafael Estevam versus Felipe Bunes. Obviously, Bunes had a very dominant decision. Or sorry, Estevam won a very dominant decision. Let's check out who is in the rankings maybe next to him as we get fucking ad spammed by fucking Tapology's website. Let's see. And again, I always use Tapology's rankings, especially for guys that aren't on the UFC's rankings. So let's see. Where the fuck is this guy? There's Bunes. Is Estevam rated below him? Did I fucking scroll past him? Let's see. Let's see. Good to see Sean in the chat. You ducked the fade, buddy. You ducked the fade. Maybe next time. What is up, Leandro? You have escaped the war zone for now. What is up, Sniff? How are you doing today? Good to see you. And then Amigo de Hank hopped in the chat really quick for some reason. I still don't know whose alt that is. Let's see. Where the fuck is this guy? Do you guys have any matchmaking suggestions for Estevam? Where the fuck is he, dude? Okay, so he'll probably move up in the rankings. I'll at least go to Bunes' spot, which he is 40. Didn't even think there was that many heavyweight or flyweights in the UFC. Obviously, Ode Osborne booked against Urseg. I think Lazy Boy is interesting. I think his last fight, I think people thought it was close, so that would kind of make sense. Him versus Chirez actually sounds like a lot of fun as well. Wasn't Kyoji Oraguchi supposed to fight in the UFC soon? What the fuck ever happened to that? So yeah, I think. Damn, Nicolao's down bad. Durden, Ochoa. Oh, there he is. Fucking shit. 20. Jesus. Him versus Alan Nascimento would be good. Temirov was obviously supposed to fight last weekend, but didn't make the fight. I think I do like just putting him up against a guy like Nascimento or Andre Lima. I think that'd be an interesting, like, stylistic matchup. Obviously, it was a dominant decision, but the guy that he fought was well below him in the rankings. Maybe him versus like Hung Sung Park would be interesting. I still do like the Chirez fight, so I think we'll go with Chirez, Nascimento, and the fuck else was? Oh yeah, Lima. All right, let's do that. Let's do that. I think I like the Chirez fight the most out of all of those, but I will put a poll up in the chat. Let's see. Bam. Cool. That poll is up. If you guys feel like voting on that, and then I'll get our graphic going. And I'll make I'll just make a quick little video out of all the matches that we make at the very end. I think I'm digging the Edgar Chairez fight, especially since I think Estevam obviously showed a lot of like grappling skills in this one. I think Chairez would give him a lot of trouble with that. Lima would be interesting. Obviously, he's decent on the ground, got some decent stand up as well. I almost like Chairez versus Lima would be sick as fuck. You know what? Honestly, I don't really remember who Alan Nascimento even is. LaShonda Jenkins, how you doing? Now we talk about them. Don't you worry about that. Big girl. LaShonda Jenkins. So yeah, let's see if so somebody did vote for Lima. I do like that pick. I think that would present a pretty tough test for Estevam. Crazy Estevam has a win over CJ. That's probably I don't think people will be super active on the poll. So we'll go ahead and end that one, and we'll actually go with Lima for the reasons that I listed. Let's go ahead and slap him up there. Bam. I think that'd be a fun fight. All right. And then next would be Austin Bashi. I think Austin Bashi looked really, really good in this fight. Even though he was fighting a guy making his debut, I thought he looked super cut up, like in shape, more so than his fight with even C-Rod. So let's see. What up? What up? That was a good little trivia episode you had there. Hey, I'm glad you enjoyed it, man. Yeah, who would you want to maybe be on MMA Nerd sometime, Scott? We'll get you on there. Yeah, we're trying to decide who should be next for one Mr. Austin Bashi at featherweight. Definitely, I think he has some promise. Again, I wasn't sold on him even after his Contender Series fight. I knew he was going to lose to C-Rod, so definitely can't give him somebody that high up in the rankings, in my opinion. Even somebody like what the fuck? I think even somebody like Arosa gives him a really tough fight. Can't even give him a guy like Vallejos. God, you know what'd be sick though? The damage, Darren Elkins. That'd be kind of sick. I think we got to slow roll him though, honestly. Like we got to give him a good opponent. Somebody who's not that good. So we got guys like Gavin Tucker. Francis Marshall sounds interesting. I'm getting into like 70. You know who he's right next to in the rankings is fucking Sungwoo Choi. I think that would actually be interesting because Choi's got some hands. I like Francis Marshall. Julio Arce coming off of a TKO win. Yo, what is up, fake Andrew B? Oh, I don't know, bro. You throw some hella hard questions out there. They all just come from my dome. So, fake Andrew B. Andy. That's insane. Yeah. Fake Andrew B. Just be careful, man. Just be careful. Let's see. Obviously, Ju Sang Yu is like Kulabao sounds interesting too. Let me see. I think you stop it there though, because like I don't know, man. He's got to get some wins over somebody kind of tough, not a debutant. Obviously, trying to rebuild him. So I think we'll go with I'll go with Sungwoo Choi, Kulabao, Julio Arce. He's been in the UFC for a minute, huh? Damn, he fought Song Yadong. Wait, did he come up from bantamweight? Stephen Wynn just fought. I think that's too much for him. What else we got? Timmy Kawamba. Nah, you know what? I think I like Sungwoo Choi, honestly. I think I'm gonna match him up with Sungwoo Choi. Be a good test, especially in the striking department. He might be able to just kind of overpower Choi and get a quick sub, but that's what we need to see out of him, you know? Not just a debutant. Like Sungwoo Choi is actually tenured in the UFC, right? Let's slap him on there. Yes. Let me actually look through his record. So he actually knocked out Arosa, beat Aarons, lost to C. Garcia and Kevin Vallejos. Yeah. No. I think that Sungwoo Choi is like a good stepping stone for prospects in this division anyway. Is he even fighting in this? Yes, he is fighting in this weight class. Okay. So the next fight we'll matchmake for would be Puliev. I honestly don't even think it's worth matchmaking for Puliev. Nick Klein and Puliev were pretty damn new. So yeah, fuck that. Let's matchmake for Rodolfo Vieira up in middleweight. Rodolfo Vieira, man, he kind of shocked me in this one. Not gonna lie. I figured, and I think just about everybody figured that if he was gonna win this fight, it would have been on the ground. I actually had him by first round sub. Or it would have been just kind of a grapple fest, right? But no, he actually ended up winning the fight with literally just a jab and a 1-2. Super impressed by that for Vieira. Obviously, he did it against Tresean Gore, who is not good. Not good. And I think even especially after this performance, like it's a super bad look to just get 1-2'd and out jabbed by a jiu-jitsu guy for an entire fight. So yeah, I'm actually really, really impressed with Vieira in this one, regardless, just because of the way in which he got it done. Let's see who should be next for him. Shall we? Obviously, they got him at number 33 in the rankings on Tapology. Let's check out who's just below him. Everybody just below him is booked. Barriel just got knocked out. Cesar Almeida sounds interesting. Can you imagine Mansour Abdul Malik? Shit. I think Cesar Almeida is kind of interesting. We've already match made for him recently, though. Gastelum. Gastelum's 19-10. Fuck, dude. Bruno Ferreira. Do we give him Shara? Dude, Shara might be interesting. I kind of like the Kelvin Gastelum fight, low key. I don't know if that's a good fight though. Like, if that'd be really. I feel like he would sub Gastelum, but I don't know. And this guy's got a fucking jab now. Cesar Almeida, or do we just feed him? I think he's kind of an interesting contender. Do we feed him to Mansour Abdul Malik? All right, we'll do Gastelum. Malik, and who else was it? Oh yeah, Cesar Almeida. Yeah, sounds good to me. Let's see. I'll start a poll. I think all those are interesting. Like Gastelum would be a good name on his resume. Obviously, Gastelum's kind of fallen off as of late, but I think that would still be a former title challenger on his resume. I think that the fight, I feel like it's not that competitive. I feel like he smokes him. So if we're trying to build Vieira, then that would be a good one. Cesar Almeida interests me just like as far as the fight is concerned. I actually would love to see that style clash in the cage, I think it's actually the best fight out of all of the three. Mansour Abdul Malik, though, would kind of just be like, all right, we're gonna feed Abdul Malik to Vieira, which actually I don't think that that's actually I don't think that'd be really fun, honestly, because like either Mansour just knocks him out. It's probably the more likely scenario. He probably just gets knocked out by Mansour, but it would test his grappling at the very least. Even though, again, like Vieira, and we saw in this fight that he's not the best at taking guys down. But regardless, it would still be again with the Cesar Almeida fight, it'd be an interesting matchup, like style wise. I just think he gets steamrolled by him, low key. So yeah, I personally like the Cesar Almeida fight a lot. Yeah, we do have one vote in the poll. It's for Gastelum. I fucks with it. I think it's a good, and it would kind of like show you where exactly Gastelum is in his career. We just got to vote for Almeida. So we need a tiebreaker. But it would kind of show you exactly where Gastelum is at in his career. And like, if I don't think it would be so much, but it would kind of show you like, okay, Rodolfo Vieira is like definitely on the come up. Definitely one to watch out for. So. We got one more vote for Gastelum. I like that. I think we'll probably end it there, and just put Gastelum up there. Kind of sold myself on the fight as I was talking about it more. All right. Dope. Appreciate you guys voting in the poll. All right, the next fight would be Rinya Nakamura at bantamweight. Honestly, super impressed by Rinya Nakamura. I think that he was kind of getting a bad rap as like a decisionator. Let me actually double check his UFC record. Obviously, he doesn't have many fights in the UFC just yet. Let's see. Let's find him on here. Is Caceres, did he get cut? Oh no, I'm in the wrong division. Oops. Bantamweight. Bantamweight's getting, I would say it's getting interesting. What the fuck happened? There we go. Where do they got him on here? Make sure I didn't. Oh, here he is. Rinny Nakamura, 39. Yeah, so let's see. Yeah, he beat Toshiomi Kazama by TKO 2 years ago. Fernie Garcia decision. Carlos Vera decision. And then Gafarov, he actually lost to. So, yeah, it was a good bounce back win. What's up, Dr. Pinar? How are you? Taylor Lapalus got cut, I think. Yeah. Sergey City sounds interesting. See, who the fuck did he fight again? Who was the chump that he fought? Oh yeah, Nathan Fletcher. Yeah, chump. At least not a very good fighter. Lost to Muin, so we can't really put him up there too high. DSDA. Lost to Miles. That would be a sick ass fight. I fucking love watching Douglas Silva De Andrade fight. I think he's just a little old now. Wellmaker, we got to move him up the rankings a little bit. I do like the Surrey City fight. Surrey City's pretty damn good. Let's see, what is he at? 2 wins in a row. Smotherman and Armfield. Felipe Lima. I think they're gonna try to build Brinya Nakamura. And they obviously gave him Nathan Fletcher, so that kind of shows you like where he's at. Brady Heaston would definitely be interesting as well. They have some common opponents. I think I'm liking those two, honestly. I don't know. I don't feel like we should move him up too much more. Rinya Nakamura. Let me get him up on the thing here. I mean, you could kind of throw him in there with like any bantamweight, I feel like, at this point. But again, it was an impressive finish, so I think I like the Surrey City fight, honestly. I like the DSDA fight as well. Bexa Almacan sounds kind of interesting too. But then again, that's like right at where Muin Gafarov is. I kind of like that fight. I think we definitely move him up. Surrey City, I think, would put on a good fight with him, though. You might actually fucking beat him, too. Let's do DSDA, Bexa Almacan, and Surrey City. You know what? Is Douglas Silva De Andrade even in the UFC anymore? He hasn't fought in like a year. He's on a suspension. But his suspension's actually up at the end of this month. After testing positive for furosemide, a banned substance. Fuck it. Put him back on that shit and get him in there with Rinya Nakamura, I say. All right, pulls up. And the next fighter we'll be matchmaking for will be Kevin Vallejos. It's kind of tough to matchmake for Randy Nakamura because I feel like again the UFC is like they want to push him, but and he's able to beat not good guys, and he lost to who the fuck was the guy he lost to? Gafarov, who I think is actually pretty good. So yeah, it's kind of we got to build him, but obviously not give him a fucking can, like Fletcher. I do have a lot of thoughts on Vallejos though. What do we got? All right, it's all tied up. Got to get the tiebreaker going. Let's see, where the fuck is Vallejos ranked? Okay, they had Danny Silva actually ahead of him, so. I think I like out of all of those, I'm kind of biased towards Douglas Silva de Andrade. I think he's a really fun fighter, but he's definitely getting old. Definitely getting up there. Like his last fight, he looked old as shit, which is funny. He tests for a banned substance. I think the best fight on there is probably going to be Beksat Almakhan. Similar skill set. Didn't he fight like fucking Umar in his debut too? Or was it it was either Umar or CJ. We'll leave it up for a couple more minutes, and if we don't get a tiebreaker, I'll just pick one. I'll go ahead and pick Beksat. I think that's actually the best fight for building either man up. Just got a TKO win over Katona. Yeah, I think that works out good. I don't know. It might be a little bit too much too soon. All right. The next fight we'll matchmake for will be Kevin Vallejos versus Danny Silva. This fight was extremely close, in my opinion. I thought Silva actually had a case for winning the fight, but I think that. Oh yeah, I just yeah. I thought you could have made the case for Danny Silva to win the fight. And Kevin Vallejos was touted as like a really good prospect. And I think that we finally got to kind of cool our jets on Kevin Vallejos. A lot of people, again, like telling me Kevin Vallejos is like championship material, all that shit. And while I do think he's pretty damn good, I think we learned a lot about Danny Silva and that he is damn good as well. Having a tough time against guys with the last name Silva as Kevin Vallejos. But he still got the win. I think that he kind of overswings, looks for a big shot, doesn't throw enough jabs, and that was kind of his issue. Like Danny Silva was keeping everything down the pipe, technical. Let's see. So up the rankings, we've got Gabriel Santos. That might be right. He's got a dub recently. Ooh, him versus Sherrier would be sick. Naimov. Damn, there's a lot of good matches to make in featherweight. I think you go there. I think you go right around there, because then like some other guys you can match make him with like Nathaniel Wood. But Nathaniel Wood's kind of more tenured. Actually, I kind of like the Nathaniel Wood fight too. That's a tough one. There's a lot of good fights to make with Vallejos. I think he's still a very fun fighter. I just don't know about. I don't think that this fight gives him like somebody ranked either. Gabriel Santos is just a dude. I don't think he's very. Well, actually, shit. He's got a lot of. Let's see. He subbed Jack Jenkins. Got knocked out by Onama and Murphy, or a decision by Murphy. Lost. Was that his first fight in the UFC? I think he's been in for a little bit. I think that I actually like the Morgan Sherrier fight. I'll put Naimov in there as well. What about him versus like a Costa's got some. I think he's got pretty damn good wins. Yeah, we lost to Steve Garcia recently. Who did Nathaniel Wood beat? Pineda and Sherrier. And Wood's actually got some decent wins. He's just kind of boring. Why don't we do we do Juicy J? All right, I'll do Naimov, Erosa, and Sherrier, unless you guys have a different suggestion. I think out of those three, I like the Sherrier fight. I like the Sherrier fight a lot. Let's see who's up next for Vallejos. I might be spelling his name wrong. Oh no, I think it's got an E at the end. And God, who's the other fucking person? But we'll put Nathaniel. No, you can't do Nathaniel Wood. Oh yeah, Erosa. Bam. Yeah, I think I like the Sherrier fight a lot. That'd be a fun fight. It would definitely be a firefight as well. Again, Danny Silva kind of made this like a more technical brawl, and I think that gave Leos a lot of problems. Might be a good game plan for somebody like a Sherrier to follow, but I think I've actually been I'm pretty high on Sherrier. Like not super high, but his last performance definitely surprised me, getting a pretty. I mean, he beat the shit out of Nate the Train. Beat the fuck out of Nate the Train. Wasn't even close. Damn, we already got 3 votes for Sherrier. Good shit. I think that'd be a really fun fight. Let me get Vallejos up on the board. Cool, 4 votes. I think that settles it. Actually, somebody did just vote for somebody else as soon as I ended the poll. My apologies. But yeah, we'll do Sherrier. I like that fight. I think Juicy J would make it a fun fight as well, but we're gonna have to see what happens with Vallejos, man. I still think he's very good, but definitely just I'm just not sold. I think a lot of people were really high on him, like really before heading into this fight. Some people did say that Danny Silva would make it a tough fight for him, though. All right. The next fight we'll matchmake for would be Magny versus Zaleski. Fucking Magny, man. I said it on the during like the fight companion. I was like, dude, he's like the opposite of Kevin Holland, right? Like Magny he'll lose, but he'll eventually get a dub, you know? Kevin Holland will get a win, but he's eventually gonna lose because he's actually not that good. I almost feel like you match make you just make that fight, right? Holland versus Magny. Fuck it. You know what'll happen though? Like Holland will beat Magny. And you'll be like, what the fuck, dude? How could he not beat D Rod, but he could beat fucking Magny? Let's take a look at the rankings. See who's next to him in the rankings, who he should be matched up with. If anything, Vallejos got fraud checked despite winning. You know, I kind of don't hate that take because again, so many people were just telling me this guy is like champ material, all that shit. And it's like, yeah, I think we kind of saw he's not yet. He's got a lot left to show me before I say he's champ material. So I think him versus Sherrier, like just give him a fun fight. Because I thought that the fight was good between him and Silva. All right. I honestly, dude, like, why not, right? Let's just do Magny versus Holland. But let's see. Where the fuck is Magny at right now in the rankings over here? Where the fuck is he? Oh well. I think Kevin Holland is the fight to make, low key. Even though I guess he's coming off of a win, Holland coming off of a shitty ass loss. Where the fuck is he? How far down do they have him ranked on Tapology? It's fucking weird. The thing is with Magny is, do we give him another fight like this? I must be skipping over him. Where it's like, okay, like an older dude versus older dude. I think that Kevin Holland kind of fits that mold a little bit. Or do we just give him another up-and-coming prospect? Holland can fight anyone, anytime, anywhere. Good to see you, Mr. C. I think we do him versus Kevin Holland. Why not, right? But I'll put another couple up there as suggestions. Hasn't he already fought Salikov? I think him versus Salikov would be sick. But then I feel like also it's like, okay, like these fucking guys are holding the rankings up. No, he hasn't fought Magny. Let me see. Okay, I think Salikov is interesting. Do they not even have him like on the rankings here? Do you do him in D-Rod? D-Rod, Salikov, Holland, and let's give him a prospect too. Let's oh, there he is, 25th. Jesus. What about like a Jacoby Smith? Sok Hyung Ko. That guy's sick. Nah, I think that's kind of it. Who just beat Cheaty? Oh yeah, how about Jake Matthews? That's what we'll do. Yes, Matthews, Holland, Salikov, and D-Rod. Yeah, I'm kind of with you there, non-name, bro. I'm really not a fan of Holland as of late. I do like him as a fighter though, in a weird way. Like I like him as a fighter in the same way I like Johnny Walker as a fighter. You know, like when he wins, it's pretty fun, and when he loses, it's also pretty fun. So who's up next for Magny? See, I had Holland, Matthews, and Salikov. Who was the other one? D-Rod. D-Rod. Drawed. All right, the poll's up. Okay, we got one vote already for Holland. I feel like that's a fight. Be really fun. I'll leave it up for a couple of minutes. Somebody got D-Rod in there. Interesting. The thing is that while I do feel like Magny is he's tenured enough and he probably does deserve to maybe get back in the rankings, I feel like you do one more. Because I think D-Rod would be ranked now. Holland just says things without thinking. He has no thought process. Oh, shit. Now it's 50-50. 3 for 3, D-Rod and Holland. I feel like that's just no chill spamming with all his alts picking D-Rod. Okay, we need one more vote to break the tie. Or somebody, I guess, pick Salikov or Matthews. I think you just do Holland. I don't know, man. That's a tough one. I feel like him versus D-Rod does make sense. Somebody pick Matthews. Interesting. The poll's heating up. Damn, 56% now for D-Rod. What are No Chill's alts? Hey, he's got a lot of them. I'll tell you that much. He was in here on one earlier. And we just had a huge influx of D-Rod votes after I said that. So and it just keeps going up for D-Rod. That's actually really funny. How was he able to get into all of them so fast? I picked Matthews for the chaos. Yeah, that would be sick. The people, or maybe the alts, they want D-Rod. The chaos. Yeah, what's up, by the way, WMC? Do we really want Holland to take GDM to a split decision and lose to D-Rod and Magny? Miss Lashonda, they talking about? yeah, literally. Do we really want Holland to take GDM to a split decision and lose? I feel like Magny probably does beat him, but then again, it's like I don't know who wins that fight. I feel like him versus D-Rod is a fun fight. And it kind of makes sense, but all right, well, the poll is in. Just chilling. Hey, that's what's up. Do you know what a 4570 is, though? I don't. Is it a gun? Is it a gun? It's got to be a gun. All right, that's on the vote. Is Omega Red drunk? I don't know where the fuck he's at. That's all right, though. All right. The chat has spoken. We'll do D-Rod, I guess. Give him a chance. Give Magny a chance to crack back into the rankings. That kind of makes sense because, he got a sick finish. D-Rod obviously had a fun fight with Holland, so I don't hate that. All right. I don't think we're gonna matchmake for Hosa and Cornell. Bantamweight's basically a dead division that doesn't really exist anymore. Give her literally anybody. But we will matchmake for Mr. Esteban Ribovic. I thought it was gonna be fight of the night, which I think they actually did get performance bonuses. Yeah, they actually did get fight of the night, which I think is ridiculous because for my money it would have been they did 2 fight of the nights according to Topology. I still think that easily it would be Rebecca and Duncan. I feel like Rebecca and Duncan should have got like all the bonuses because that fight was just absolute fucking gnarly brutal war. But yeah, Ribovic beat Brenner. I thought he would, but Brenner had his moments. I feel like it was funny because I said that Ribovic would have the better kicks coming into the fight. And I thought that Brenner would have better hands, but actually it was Brenner that was doing good work with his kicks, and Ribovic just like stayed on him with the hands the whole time. Kevin Holland thinks you're not a man. D-Rod probably ends up losing, just getting out clinched for 2 out of 3 rounds. Yeah, for sure. What's up, lard ass MMA? I'm just chilling, man. We're doing some matchmaking. We're about to matchmake for Ribovic. If you guys have a suggestion, let me know. And this was let me see. Yeah, this was at lightweight. Let's check it out. Yeah, he definitely thoroughly beat Brenner. I thought Brenner was having some good moments in that 3rd round. Outside of that, not much. So let's see what we got here. Where is old Ribovic? There he is at number 28. So Sadikov is next to him. I think that'd be a sick fight. Chris Duncan. Goddamn. I don't think he should fight Chris Duncan. Ooh, Mike Davis would be kind of fun. Where do they have Brenner, though? Was Brenner like way down? Yeah. So obviously, I don't think he should move up too much higher after getting a win over Brenner. All the guys directly above him are booked. The next one would be Manuel Torres. I think that's a sick ass fight. I like that fight a lot, actually. And then Hackbrass Klein. Klein kind of makes sense. I don't think I'll go Hackbrass. Somebody needs to fucking beat Hackbrass. Oh no, he just beat him. Jesus Christ. What the fuck? Did you really? Well, that goes to show you what I know. Yeah, so we definitely don't go too much higher. Torres sounds fun. I like Sadikov. And I like Mike Davis. Those are my 3 suggestions. Let me know if you guys have any other ones. Yeah, Sadikov, Davis, and Torres. So let's get the poll going, shall we? Okay, you're gonna suggest Klein. I'll put it up there. I'll put it up there, Matua. Let's see. Hooper. Interesting. Let's check where Hooper is. The thing about that, no. I actually like that suggestion. Let's see, where is Hooper? Is he not even in the top 50, or is he booked against somebody? No, I don't even think he's in the top. Oh, no. Hooper is actually booked next weekend against Hernandez. So I could, I'll suggest that Hooper versus the Hernandez and Hooper, or I'll suggest Ribovic versus Hooper and what's his name? Hernandez winner. So yeah, I'll suggest Klein. Somebody wanted it in the chat. I'm actually not going to do that because I think losing to Hackparas kind of gives him like he can't really remove it. Play what I just posted in Discord. Perfect example of Holland not thinking before he speaks. I'll check it out. Okay. Hernandez and Hooper winner. Mike Davis. And then who else did I suggest for him? Oh yeah, Manuel Torres and Sadikov. Bam. There it is. I'll check that out. Non name, bro. Rematch McKinney. You're insane. That's just downright strange. What the fuck is he talking about? Okay, we got 7 votes for Sadikov. Matua, please explain the definition of an analogy for the class. Yes. Sadikov, huh? I wouldn't have thought that would have been the most popular vote. I think that I mixed him and Manuel Torres up, so I kind of would like that, just to avoid any further confusion. Leave the poll up for just a little longer. Yeah, that was so weird. What the fuck is he talking about? Do a food review? Nah, I'm good. But thank you though. It's the study of All right. You didn't vote for the Hooper and Hernandez winner, Andrew. I'm kind of surprised. All right, you guys like the Sadikov pick? I like that too. I think that'd be a really fun fight. We'll put him up there. Yes, Nas. I do kind of feel like he beat Nicholas Mota. Yeah, no. That actually makes a lot of sense. I was gonna say I feel like Nas should get somebody ranked higher, but no. No, we're good. It'd be a fucking war too. It'd be fucking dope. Ribovic's pressure. Obviously we saw Sadikov kind of get pressured by Mota and get hurt to the body. So yeah, I like that fight a lot. Okay, the next fight will matchmake for fucking Chris Duncan, dude. Fuck. I mean, the fight was so good and it was such a war. But dude, I just feel like Chris Duncan is just and Rebecca both are just not going to be the same after that one, man. Also, kind of interesting that Rebecca was hurting him with the lead hand a lot. Wasn't even throwing that big of a shot, and it would rock Duncan, you know. Who should be next for one Mr. Chris Duncan? He is obviously not too far from Ribovic in the rankings. Just taking a lot. Oh, yeah, didn't he win the fight? Yeah, he barely won though. It was a war. How about him versus a Mike Davis? We kind of have the same. No. I was gonna say we have like the same people we can match him up with, but not so much. So, guys above him in the rankings. Is Rebecca above him in the rankings? Let me see. Yes, he was 22. So I kind of only have the same guys really, like Torres, Manuel Torres. Moises just got TKO'd, but I think that's still a good match. Mike Davis. Who's on the come up below him? Let's see. Aliev. Where the fuck is this guy even in the UFC? Yes, he is. The question is, what do you do exactly with Chris Duncan? I think you do him versus Mike Davis, straight up. Anyone have a suggestion for him? Duncan versus Hooper. Okay, I'll suggest. It's basically again, it's the same. It's the same exact. Who is Sadikov? Nazim Sadikov. What's up, Mr. Arkansas? Duncan versus Hooker, dude. No, dude. Hooker is like he's way up in the rankings. I would love the fight, but it makes absolutely no sense. So yeah, let's do Hooper versus Hernandez winner. Davis. I don't think you do, man. Maybe you do Manuel Torres. What about like a Michael Johnson? What about what about him versus Terrence McKinney? No? Aliev's on a big winning streak. I wouldn't hate that one. We'll do Davis. Okay. It'd basically be the same, unfortunately. But Dyke Mavis. No. Well, no. It's a fucking stupid nicotine vape. Even more fuel to make fun of me for. I don't smoke weed. Michael Johnson. All right. Yeah. So we'll do. Let's see. Who's next for Duncan? Mike Davis. Michael Johnson. Who else did I suggest? I already forgot. Oh, yeah. Aliev. And who else? I think that's really all that I got. Oh, yeah. Hooper versus Hernandez winner. Hooper's already booked to fight Hernandez in like a week or two. Is Duncan ranked? No, he's not. And then I'll say Aliev. All right, pulls up. Now, this would be like the quickest matchmaking show I've done. Because the main event's next. Usually these go on for like fucking 2.5 hours. Should weed be considered a performance enhancer? No. Change my vote to Michael. All right. Mike or Michael? Okay, if we did change your vote to Michael Johnson, then wait, I think you can you not change your vote? I thought you could. We got 2 votes for Mike Davis. Interesting. Very interesting. It's better having somebody on because there's just less dead air. But yeah, this actually is going way quicker than I thought it would. Can you guys not? Can you guys not change your vote? We got to change the vote now. What the fuck? It's staying the same. Mike Davis and Michael Johnson are tied now. I think I like him versus Mike Davis, honestly. Can't change vote. Okay. Another vote for Michael Johnson and for Mike Davis. Oh no, somebody's changing their vote right now. Seven votes. Put an asterisk next to Andrew's vote. Another vote for Michael Johnson. Can you imagine if Michael Johnson beat Chris Duncan and then like gets another win and then he's like ranked? Or like on the cusp of being ranked? Somebody went with Aliev. What is the exact number of fighters signed to the UFC anyways? I think it's like 600. 300? I thought it was like 6. Here, I'll look it up. Holy shit, it says 857. It says, and this is just an AI answer. It says it has around 600 to 650 fighters under contract. 800. I think it's around 600. Closer to 6. Okay. Let's check on the poll. All right, it's tied between Aliev and Michael Johnson. And then another vote for Aliev. That's too many. Yeah, I agree. But again, it's not about like I don't know. It's just about filling spots. They got an event every fucking weekend, basically. They gotta have motherfuckers fight on. So they send a lot more than the last time I knew. More than the last time I knew if it's near 800. Yeah, good point. Interesting. Yo, how's it going? Good. How are you doing? Ivy. $600 people and not a single star. Crazy. I mean, yeah, but I feel like they want to keep it that way, you know? Like that's kind of like intentional. Trent Malone. I wonder if the fighters are documented as contractors with LLCs or as employees. They're independent contractors. They have to sign a 1099. All right. Somehow Aliev won the poll, which I think is ridiculous. Thoughts on Western Mass Climber being nearly 40 and still living with his mom? Got to support the moms, I guess, right? All right. Somehow Aliev won the poll. That's a stupid ass fight. I think I might have already matched Mike Davis up with somebody recently. Why did I even suggest that? Oh yeah, because Aliev is currently undefeated. What the fuck is he ranked again? Hold on. I can't remember. Shit, I have to find his picture again. Where's he at? The Eagle. How many fights has he had in the UFC? Just 2. 10-0. I almost feel like no. I think we already match made for Michael Johnson. So yeah, let's do it. Actually, hold on. How did he win his fights? Just by decision. We'll go with the next one. Which would have been Michael Johnson. So yeah, let's do it. Only 2 fights in the promotion. I feel like you got to get a few more. I feel like well, how many fights does Chris Duncan have? He actually doesn't have that many, huh? No, he actually has quite a few now. Yeah. I'm down with the we'll switch it to Michael Johnson. Eventually, I'll have to start keeping track of who the fuck I match made for and who I didn't. But all right. The next fight is the main event: Tetsuro Taira versus Hong Sung Park. So Taira obviously was supposed to face Al-Bazi. Do we just do that? I feel like Al-Bazi is like ducking the smoke, like Sean Mooney did today on MMA Nerd. Kind of. Who's up next for Taira? So we'll put Al-Bazi up there. There's only one person in the chat I want to ban right now, and it's not Matua. All right, let's see what we got here. We match made for Temirov already. We just said he should fight Amabayev. But honestly, I don't hate that Amabayev fight for Taira. Manel Kopp, but god damn it, he fucking can't get that guy booked with anybody. I feel like he kind of stopped there though, because fuck, I don't know. Okay, where does the UFC have him ranked currently? They probably will move him up actually, since he just got a dub. They have him at 6th. Kai Kara, Al-Bazi, they still have it 4th. They'll probably drop him in the rankings. What do you guys think? What do you guys think next for Taira? Park, or do you mean Taira, or Park is the guy who lost? Kopp versus Royval. We're trying to matchmake for Tetsuro Taira. The person whose chats I'm not reading, not in the Ambro. That's who I want to ban. Let's see. Almabayev, Karkar, France. Who the fuck is Steve Urseg? I think you do Steve Urseg if he beats what's his name. And then obviously, who else is on there? I do like him versus Kopp. All right. Let's do Al-Bazi. Let's do Kopp. Urseg. And oh yeah, Kai Kara. All right, let's just do KKF. No. Kai Kara. Bam, pulls up. All right, we'll do this one and then we'll wrap the show up tomorrow. We'll be doing the pick show. I think everybody's like, oh, I need more time for MMA Nerd. No Pantoja? No, I don't think Tyra's getting a title shot off of beating Hung Sung Park. Definitely not. But I don't. You know what? They might do that just because who the fuck else is there? That's actually, I didn't even think about that. I personally don't think that he should get a win over after beating a guy who's not even ranked. Personally, Albazi, so he gets gone. I like that. I didn't even think about that, not Ambro. Well, and also like as I was sitting there for like 10 minutes thinking of who to matchmake him up with, you didn't suggest it. I would have put it on the poll. But yeah, so everybody's like taking so much time. They're like, oh, I need more time to do MMA Nerd. It's like, all right. So I wanted to get more shows recorded today. Tyra versus Kaya Sakura. Kaya Sakura is actually fighting Tim Elliott coming up soon. So it would have to be the winner of that match, which I actually think would be sick as fuck, low key. All right, thank you, Andrew. I appreciate that. Tyra versus Moreno title eliminator. Where were you guys when I was like making the poll? So we do have Cop. I like that fight though. Moreno. Is Moreno booked here? Let's see. I gotta go back to the flyweight rankings. No, he's not. I like it, but I also like. I kind of feel like who fucking else would Brandon Moreno fight? Fucking Royval again? That might actually be. Oh yeah, that's right. Van is gonna fight Pantoja. So I don't know, dude. I feel like anybody could be in a title eliminator at this point, right? It's tough. It's tough to matchmake the flyweight division. Japanese R roll by Idaho. Nice. I've been watching too much Rise kickboxing. Albazi versus Cop is the title for Pullout King. Damn, you might have to actually do Moreno versus Tyra, huh? As I think about it. We're gonna have to make a new poll. Okay, yeah, you guys are liking Urseg. I like that fight too. Fuck, you might have to do him versus Moreno. All right, here, let's start a new poll. All right. Who's next? And what was the other one you guys suggested? Oh yeah, winner of Sakura and Elliott. There was one more that was good though, and that would have been. Oh yeah, Kai. I think I like the Kai Kara fight still. I think that's still a good one. Just fought for the belt. All right, new poll. Two is a bully. Tyra is who the UFC wants to fight for a title just for the market. Yeah, but Joshua Van is going to fight for the title. So, and they don't actually have that booked yet. I don't disagree with you though. I think you're absolutely correct. Moreno would be fun. Dude, like I'm saying, dude, you might actually have to do that fight low key. That one just kind of makes the most sense, huh? I think you should do Albazi versus Cop. We'll let it go for just a couple more minutes. That's why I like the Moreno fight, because if he wins, then he has a legit claim to the next title shot. Yes. Totally. No, I actually, you know what? You fucking sold me on that. I was like, oh, yeah, duh. Title eliminator? What the fuck was I thinking? Albazi? I put Albazi on there. All right. The poll's getting decisive because I think No Chill came in here and voted on all his alts. I think that's what's happening. I could be wrong, though. Maybe he just stopped watching the stream finally. Give your head a shake. UFC is already a respected brand in Japan. Yeah, totally. Okay, how about we solve it like this? If you're active in the chat, let me know what your vote is. Just comment it. Comment. Jesus Christ. Can't speak English. Just comment it so I know you're not a troll. This will be the last one, and then we'll get out of here. Pantoja, yeah, but like, you mean the winner of Pantoja versus Van, or just Pantoja, just Pantoja, just because they already like did a face off after that card, where they both fought. So like, he's definitely next for the title. And again, I don't think that Tyra beating Park like warrants Cop. So only two people have actually voted, and it was none of the ones on that last poll. Comment. Yeah, comment. Moreno. It says B. What's going on, B? How you doing? I'll text you after the show's over, and we'll catch up. Moreno Albazi. Okay, so we got 2 for Moreno in the chat. I do like the Steve Ursig fight too, though. But I honestly do feel like Moreno versus Tyra is just the fight that makes the most sense for the next contender. Justice for Tua. Another vote for Moreno in the chat. All right, we'll do Moreno. I think that's the right one to do. I think you do Cop versus Albazi. Like, you just keep booking that, and then the fight never happens, and you just book it endlessly till the end of time because they've fucked so many fights up. All right, cool. Dope. Well, we got the matchmaking done. Why was that guy you had on earlier so cocky? Big ego. I'll fight you and Matt 1v1. And Matua 1 versus 1.2? What? That's a very specific number. All right, guys. Got our matchmaking done. Let's quickly run through all the matches we made, and then we'll get out of here. Thank you guys for commenting in the chat, voting in the poll. Appreciate it. All right. Take the toothpick out for this. I made a little video out of this last time, so let's end that poll. All right, let's get all this shit closed. All right, we just finished matchmaking for the UFC Vegas 108 card. The first fight we're gonna match make for is gonna be. Oh, actually, you know what? Shit, better get that off of here. Fun stream. Yeah, appreciate you, WMC. Thanks for hanging out in the chat, man. Benson Henderson. Oh yeah, and he had a toothpick in his mouth the whole time he was doing the stream. All right, we just finished matchmaking for UFC 108. The first fight we're going to matchmake for will be Rafael Estevam. He had a dominant decision win over Felipe Bunes. And we're going to match him up with Andre Lima. This makes a lot of sense stylistically. I think that Estevam showed a lot of grappling dominance, but I think that Andre Lima will give him some problems on the feet, and that's something that I would like to see. I think this would be a really fun fight. It could even be like featured fight on the prelims or something like that. I like this fight a lot. The next fight would be Austin Bashi versus Sung Woo Choi. I think that Austin Bashi made a lot of improvements since his loss to C-Rod. Sung Woo Choi is definitely a journeyman at this point, but is an interesting matchup as far as the striking is concerned. I think that this is also kind of a way, like he's a stepping stone for Austin Bashi. So be nice to see him get a dominant performance in this fight, and then we can talk about moving him up just a little bit more in the rankings. Rodolfo Vieira should be fighting Kelvin Gastelum next. I think this would really tell us where both of these guys are at in their career. If Gastelum can get a win over a guy like Vieira, I think it would definitely show a lot for, I guess, just how he is. He's been on a decline lately, so it would kind of be a bounce back fight. And then for Vieira, if he could get a win over a former title challenger, we definitely can talk about moving him into the rankings as well. The next fight would be Rinya Nakamura versus Beksat Almakhan. I think this is one of the best stylistic matchups you can have for Rinya Nakamura. He's known as a decisionator, but I think if he was able to put on a dominant performance and a guy with a similar skill set to him, it would be a really good look for him. Kevin Vallejos should be matched up with Morgan Sherrier. I think that we finally found out that Kevin Vallejos is not the prospect that everybody thought that he was. A lot of people were telling me he was like, I don't know, going to fight for a title soon and all that stuff. I think we got to cool our jets on Vallejos, give him another tough fight in Morgan Sherrier, who's been on a sick run. This would be such a sick fight, be an absolute banger, fight of the night for sure. And it'd be very competitive as well. Neil Magny is going to be taking on D-Rod. That's right. Give Magny another chance to break into the rankings against another old vet. We'll see what he can do. Esteban Ribovic going to be taking on Nazim Sadikov. Another war. Two guys that have just looked absolutely great as of late. I think that this is really going to show us who the real prospect is in this weight class. Another lightweight prospect heat check. You know how I love those. Chris Duncan taking on Michael Johnson. Though Chris Duncan did get the win, it was an absolute war. And we got to see what he can do against a guy like Michael Johnson, who is kind of that test, the litmus test, barometer, if you will, at lightweight. So, yeah, this would be a really sick fight as well. And for our main event, Tetsuro Taira taking on Brandon Moreno should be the next fight. Let's see who the next title challenger is after Joshua Van and Pantoja duke it out. This is really only fight that makes sense in the weight class for Tetsuro Taira, if you ask me. Brandon Moreno too. He's definitely right on the cusp as well. So yes, thank you guys for watching the video. If you don't like my matchmaking, well, my chat helped me make it. So why don't you join the show on Sundays and tell us what you think and what your matchmaking suggestions will be. Thank you very much. All right, guys, that's my little video I'm going to make out of this. So, yeah, thank you guys very much. Looks like we're having some fights in the chat. What's going on? Choi is still in the UFC? How the fuck? Yeah, he just fought like recently. If he's not cut, he might be cut. I might be stupid. I think we all expected to see a much improved Bashi, no? I thought he looked improved. Magni looks about 10 years older than he is. Give us a Seika shirt rip. She's not fighting. W stream and MMA nerd. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for the stream. Hey, thank you for joining, man. Guys, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. I did 2 streams today. MMA nerd took way too long. Let me know if you guys would like to be contestants on MMA nerd. I need bodies. I need bodies for that show. So yeah, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. Time to wrap it up.
What the hell?
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that up, B.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Man, you want some too? You better wrap it up.